If your 3-year-old turns bedtime into a struggle almost every night, you're not alone, and you're not doing anything wrong. One moment you're finishing the day, and the next you're dealing with tears, delays, and a child who suddenly needs one more hug, one more sip of water, or one more question answered. It's exhausting, especially when you're already drained. What makes it harder is how personal it can feel, as if bedtime has become the most challenging part of parenting, no matter how much effort you put in. Most parents don't realize this, but bedtime resistance at this age usually isn't about sleep itself. It's about what bedtime represents. Around 3, kids become much more aware of time, separation, and control. They understand that when the lights go off, the day is truly over, and that they don't get to decide when that happens. For a child this young, that realization can feel big and unsettling. The problem is that while their awareness grows quickly, their ability to manage strong emotions doesn't. By the time bedtime arrives, their bodies are tired, their brains are worn down, and the skills they need to stay calm are at their weakest. That's why the resistance often doesn't make logical sense. You can explain, reassure, or negotiate, and still watch things fall apart, because their brain isn't responding to reason. It's reacting to how intense the moment feels. From the outside, this can look like stubbornness or defiance. Inside the child, it's usually a mix of exhaustion, fear, and a sudden loss of control. Think about how you feel when you're overtired and something small goes wrong. You're more likely to snap even if you know it's not a big deal. For a 3-year-old, that feeling is much stronger, and bedtime brings it all up at once. It helps to think of their nervous system like a dimmer switch, not a light switch. Calm doesn't happen instantly just because the routine starts. It fades in slowly. When the day has been full of stimulation, choices, and transitions, that dimmer is already flickering by evening. So when bedtime asks them to be still, separate from you, and give up control all at once, it can feel overwhelming even if nothing about the routine has changed. This also explains why many kids seem fine all day and then completely unravel at night. They spend the day using a lot of energy holding themselves together, listening, following directions, managing feelings they don't fully understand yet. By bedtime, that emotional energy is gone. There's nothing left in the tank, and the meltdown shows up right when you're hoping for calm. It also explains why some children fight bedtime, but nap just fine. During the day, sleep feels temporary and safe. At night, sleep feels longer and more final. For a child who's just beginning to understand separation, that difference matters. One thing parents often miss is that the bedtime struggle usually starts much earlier than bedtime itself. Pressure builds throughout the afternoon, missed rest, too much stimulation, too many transitions, and by bedtime it simply spills over. When you only see the resistance at night, it's easy to think that's where the problem lives. But for many kids, bedtime is just the breaking point. Many child psychologists describe this stage not as a behavior problem, but as an emotional safety issue. When kids feel worn down and out of control, they look for closeness and reassurance in the ways they know how. At 3, that often shows up as resistance, tears, or clinginess. Seeing it this way doesn't mean removing boundaries, but it can change how you respond in the moment. This is where it often goes wrong. When bedtime gets emotional, parents try to fix the feeling fast, explaining more, negotiating more, or staying longer than planned. Sometimes that helps in the short term, but for some kids it adds pressure. They sense your urgency and the unspoken goal of please just go to sleep, and it makes the moment heavier. What helps most at this age isn't perfection. It's predictability paired with calm presence. Not forced calm, but steady calm, the kind that signals safety even when emotions are big. That steadiness gives their nervous system something to settle against when their own regulation is limited. And this part matters. Your child's bedtime struggle is not a reflection of your parenting ability. This stage asks for patience and understanding that many of us were never shown growing up. Learning it while you're tired is hard. If nights feel heavy right now, that doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're parenting a 3-year-old whose brain is developing exactly as it should.